Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review. Welcome back to another exciting installment of Build the Batmobile by FanHome. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another installment of the FanHome Build the Batmobile. Yes, this time I am working on Pack 19, and in Pack 19 I received 5 more stages, or phases, phase 97 through 101. Now, in this build, we will primarily work on the left door, or the driver's door, and then we'll begin briefly on the passenger door. Let's go ahead and look at the magazine here first. Magazine, of course, here is semi-gloss pages. Very nice shape and size for the magazine itself, easy to handle. Great articles here. We start off with the TV show, and it's an episode guide, so we're already on Season 3, Episode 97, The Wail of the Siren. And then we get into the great Batman comics. And this is from 2007, Sleigh Ride. And then we go to Batman Year by Year, and this is Batman 15 from 2015. It's good there. Very nice. Lots to read here. And lastly, we have our step-by-step guide, and we're going to begin here with the assembly of the driver's door. Very nice instructions there. Let's go ahead and look at the parts that came with Pack 19. Left door for 97, 98 parts for the left door, 99 more parts for the left door, 100 more parts for the left door, and then 101 we have the beginning of the right door, or the passenger door. Let's get started. And before I begin, also came with Pack 19 is another binder holder. Very good there. Start off with our parts we received with 97, which is the left door and the hinges for that, some screws. We're simply just going to install those hinges onto the door. And that's what it'll look like. Let me get the parts, I'll be right back. There's 97 parts. Let's get a closer look. EM screws. And here's our door. It is made of metal, very nice there. Just a little bit of dust on it, no big deal. It is marked with an L. Very cool. The distinctive shape of the wings. Very nice. And the hinges, got 2 of them. They are also made of metal. They are marked with an A and a B, so we'll pay attention to that. And welcome back. Please excuse the air conditioner, as it has been a consistent 110 degrees here in southern Arizona, so it's a necessity to have the air conditioner running. And it is still hot even in the evening here as I film this. It is, I believe it's August 12th, so there you go. We're almost done with this build. I did put down a washcloth just to prevent myself from marring the paint. Now, the hinges themselves, they do have an A and B on the back side, but the instructions don't really tell you what to do with that. And if you'll take note, B's tabs to line it up on the door are narrower than A's. So these can only go in one way. Okay, so you have to find which ones they mount to, and you can see they'll line up either to the top So in this case, the top one is going to be the A, marked with an A. That's going to be the top of the mount to the top of the hinge, and the bottom one is going to be B. And we'll put our screws into that. And both EM screws are installed. I did use some 3-in-1 oil to help me along with that, but that's how that looks there. And do note that you do have a flat edge on this side, a flat edge there, and a recessed on top there, and on the bottom has the recess. So that looks good. It looks great. Okay, so that's all I do with phase 97. Let's head over and get started on phase 98. Phase 98, we're going to fit the left door side piece and the door handle. And there's the side piece there and the handle itself. We'll put that side piece on there. We'll insert the door handle into that on the other side. There you go. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 98. Let's get a closer look. CM screws. Here's the door handle. It is plastic, chrome plated, and it looks like it's just a press fit. And then here's that door panel. We're going to screw that down. Very cool. Let's get a close-up of what's actually on the side here. And I'll zoom in a little closer for you here. And there you go. There's that panel. Batmobile sign. That's pretty cool. And lastly, very nice. Okay, I have my door on the washcloth there, and we're simply going to insert this panel like this up against it. It's going to mount to 3 areas here, one right here, right there, and right there, using those CM screws. That's how that should look on the side and on the bottom. Alright, all 3 screws are installed and they are tightened down all the way. And that's how that looks there. Now we'll go ahead and put our door handle in. That's going to go in on top here. You can see there's a cutout for that. And it's just going to press fit. Just like that. Looks good. That's all we do with phase 98. Let's head over and do phase 99. And we're going to continue building the left door, and these are the parts associated with that. We have a trim piece there and a hinge panel. We're going to install that hinge panel first with 2 CM screws. And that'd be it. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for 99. Let's get a closer look. CM screws. And both parts are plastic here. The trim panel is kind of an aluminum color, non-chromy look. And here's our next panel that we're going to install. So this trim panel is the inside edge of the door, and that's simply just going to mount down over the hinges with these alignment holes we're going to put our screws into. And that's what that should look like when we have our CM screws put in. And there you go. The trim panel is installed. Both screws were put in tight. I did use 3-in-1 oil for that. That's how that looks. Looks great. And we have our trim panel here. We're going to assemble that in the next phase. That completes phase 99. Let's head over and do phase 100. Phase 100, we're going to continue assembling the left door. We have the inside door panel, and we have the door handle and head, and the left door hinge, and a bunch of screws here. Go ahead and install that trim piece. Use AP screws for that. Then we're going to install that handle. We're going to insert that in. We're going to hold it in with a bracket on the back side with 2 AP screws, and then we're just going to press fit the button for that door handle on the inside. Then we're going to mount that door panel with AP screws also. And then lastly, we're going to install the door hinge here. Not lastly, because we have a little more to go. And then we're going to mount the door to our chassis. We'll have to bring that out of storage and mount that. And that's what it should look like. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's parts for 100. There's that trim panel, the hinge. Let's get a closer look. EM screws, AP screws. Here's our door panel. We're going to mount our trim to that. Plastic. Our door handle, push button, and our hinge made of metal. Just going to take our trim piece and we're going to insert that from the outside on there. And in the back side we're going to put in, looks like 3 screws. 3 AP screws were installed right there, and they went into plastic, so no oil is required. Next we'll go ahead and install our little door handle here, and we're going to put that rod through the door just like that, and we're going to put our bracket that holds out all in place over it, and we're going to put our screws into that. And 2 AP screws were used for that. And this is what the panel looks like. And you can see we have that rod sticking out. We're going to put our handle onto it, press fit, and you can see how it moves after it's installed. Looks good. That completes this part. Let's mount this to the door now. Okay, we'll bring over our panel, and we're going to simply put that down over the top of those alignment holes, just like that. And we're going to put our screws into that. Once again, 4 AP screws go into that. Alright, all 4 AP screws were installed. Right there. Remember, they went into plastic, so don't over tighten them, just make them snug. Now we'll go ahead and install the door hinge on the car chassis. And here's the chassis I brought over. The door hinge will mount right here, those 4 spots with 4 EM screws. Simply just going to go down, line up the holes, and we'll put our screws into it. And all 4 EM screws are installed and tight. I used 3-in-1 oil to help it along. Now we're going to line up our door to the hinge, top and bottom, just like that. We're going to put in 2 more EM screws on top of the hinge. And both screws were installed, and they are snug. Very easy to do. And we'll do a test of the door here. Should just open up and close. Very nice. That's how that looks. So that completes phase 100. Let's get started on the final phase for this video, phase 101. Okay, welcome back to phase 101. This is the final phase for this video. Now, I did not receive the magazine for 101. Instead, I received two 97s. However, 97 is just the same as 101. However, we're working on the right door instead of the left door. So we received the right door, the right hinges. We're going to put on the hinges onto the right door, and I'll show you that. Remember, you can download all the instructions on the FanHome website. I'll put a link down below to subscribe to FanHome, and once you subscribe and start receiving this car, you can download all the instructions. Let's look at the parts. Here's the parts for 101, and we got the right door and hinges. Let's get a closer look. EM screws, the metal hinges themselves, and the door. The door, very nice, made of metal. Very cool. We're going to assemble this just like we did 97. I'll be right back. And the hinges are installed just as before, where we have the flat edges on the bottom and the recessed areas on top. They only go on one way. Like I said, one is narrower than the other for lining these up. But that's how that door looks. That completes phase 101. And that completes this video. I will be right back. And there you go, folks. That completes pack 19 of the FanHome Build the Batmobile. If you haven't done so already, head over to FanHome. I put a direct link down below and see what cars they have available. I'm sure they will bring this back. It was a sellout. It's very popular. So until pack 20 gets here, I'm looking forward to it. We will see you next month. This was a very easy pack to build, by the way. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Happy modeling, everybody, and rock on, Batman.